Picture yourself in a wildflower meadow, bathed in the warm glow of a summer's day. Imagine the gentle breeze rustling through the tall grasses, the sun kissing your skin, and the vibrant colors of countless wildflowers stretching as far as the eye can see. On a summer's day, a perfect scene of natural harmony. Once, these places buzzed with life, a symphony of tiny wings and chirping legs, bumblebees, diligently collecting pollen, their fuzzy bodies dusted with gold, honeybees, the tireless workers of the hive flitting from blossom to blossom, butterflies with their kaleidoscope wings dancing in the sunlight, grasshoppers leaping through the undergrowth, their legs propelling them from one adventure to the next, all creating a vibrant chorus, a testament to the intricate web of life that thrives in these spaces. The air thrummed with their activity, a constant reminder of nature's boundless energy. Now imagine that same field, but something is different, falling eerily quiet. The sounds of life have faded, replaced by an unsettling stillness. The air is still, flowers untouched, their vibrant colors muted by the lack of movement and interaction. The familiar buzz gone. The hum of life has been silenced. This isn't a distant dystopia, a scene from a science fiction film. It's happening now, in fields and gardens worldwide. This is our reality. The insect world is in crisis, facing unprecedented threats and challenges, and the silence is a warning of ecological unraveling, a sign that the delicate balance of nature is being disrupted. As a child, I remember windshields splattered with insects, a common sight. After long drives, a sign of abundance, a messy but reassuring indication of a thriving ecosystem. Today, those windshields are clean, almost spotless. The insects are simply not there. Their absence is a stark reminder of the changes happening around us. This isn't just nostalgia, a sentimental longing for the past. Scientific data confirms the decline. The numbers don't lie. The world is quieter, emptier for insects, and for us. We are all affected by this loss. The loss is subtle, almost invisible, easily overlooked in our busy lives. But it's accumulating into a global catastrophe, a crisis that threatens the very foundation of our ecosystems. We might not notice a missing moth or hoverfly, a single absence might seem insignificant. But together, their absence is profound, a silence that speaks volumes about the state of our planet. We are losing the small creatures that run the world, the unsung heroes of our ecosystems. The consequences of their disappearance are only beginning to be understood. We are only scratching the surface of this complex issue. The silence in the fields is a call to attention, a wake-up call for humanity, a warning we can't afford to ignore. The future of our planet depends on it. For years, the decline of insects was just a suspicion, a nagging feeling among scientists and nature enthusiasts alike. Anecdotal evidence hinted at fewer fireflies on summer nights, fewer bees buzzing around gardens, and an overall sense that something was amiss in the intricate web of life. Now science confirms the crisis with a resounding clarity. Rigorous studies, meticulous data collection, and in-depth analysis have painted a stark picture of widespread insect decline across the globe. The whispers of concern have transformed into a chorus of alarm, backed by irrefutable evidence. In Germany, a 27-year study, one of the most comprehensive of its kind, found flying insect biomass dropped by over 75%. This staggering figure represents a catastrophic loss of insect life, a dramatic reduction in the sheer abundance of these vital creatures, even in protected nature reserves. These supposedly safe havens designed to safeguard biodiversity are not immune to the devastating effects of insect decline. The implications are deeply troubling. This isn't just a dip, a temporary fluctuation in population numbers. It's a collapse of entire insect communities. The intricate relationships between different insect species and their roles within the ecosystem are unraveling before our eyes. Similar patterns are seen worldwide, from the temperate forests of Europe to the tropical rainforests of South America. The crisis transcends geographical boundaries, affecting diverse ecosystems across the planet. In Puerto Rico's rainforest, a biodiversity hotspot teeming with life, arthropod biomass fell by up to 60 times since the 1970s. This drastic decline represents a catastrophic loss of insect life, with profound consequences for the entire rainforest ecosystem. Birds, lizards, and frogs that depend on insects are vanishing too. The ripple effects of insect decline are cascading through the food web, threatening the survival of countless other species. In the UK, 2/3 of moths, vital pollinators, and a key food source for birds and bats, and nearly 3/4 of butterflies have declined in 40 years. Once common sights in gardens and meadows, these iconic insects are becoming increasingly rare. Monarch butterflies in the US, renowned for their spectacular annual migration, have crashed by over 80% in 2 decades. The decline of milkweed, the monarch's sole food source, and habitat loss are major contributing factors. Bee populations, wild and managed, essential for pollinating crops and wild plants alike, are in crisis globally, threatened by habitat loss, pesticide use, and climate change. The evidence is overwhelming, a mountain of scientific data pointing to a single, undeniable conclusion. This is a systemic, worldwide dismantling of the insect world. The consequences of this decline are far-reaching and potentially catastrophic. We're not just losing a few species, a handful of butterflies, or a few types of beetles. We're witnessing an insect apocalypse, a widespread and accelerating collapse of insect populations across the globe. The numbers are clear, the statistics are alarming, and the trends are deeply concerning, and the warning is urgent. We can no longer afford to ignore the plight of insects. The silence is spreading, the buzzing and chirping of insects are fading from our landscapes, and the time to act is now, before it's too late to reverse this devastating trend. The fate of countless ecosystems, the health of our planet, hangs in the balance, dependent on our willingness to take action and protect these vital creatures. It's easy to dismiss insects as mere pests, those buzzing, crawling creatures that sometimes annoy us. We often overlook their significance, focusing instead on the minor inconveniences they might cause. But the truth is, insects are the unsung heroes, the linchpins of every terrestrial ecosystem. They are the tiny engines that keep our planet running. Without them, environments would collapse, ecosystems would crumble, and the world as we know it would be irrevocably altered, and humanity would face unimaginable challenges, grappling with food shortages, ecological disasters, and a drastically changed world. Insects pollinate a staggering 80% of flowering plants, playing a vital role in plant reproduction and the health of our ecosystems. That includes a third of our food crops, the fruits, vegetables, and grains that sustain us. Without their tireless work, our diets would be barren, lacking the diversity and abundance we currently enjoy. And our supermarkets would be empty, the shelves stripped bare of the fresh produce we often take for granted. Insects are also a crucial food source for birds, providing them with the energy they need to thrive. They are essential for bats, fish, and countless other creatures that depend on them for survival. Their decline sends ripples of devastation up the food chain, impacting entire ecosystems. They're nature's recyclers, the decomposers that break down organic waste and return vital nutrients to the soil, breaking down dead matter and enriching soil, ensuring the continued health and fertility of our planet. Dung beetles, termites, and countless others work tirelessly to keep ecosystems running smoothly, maintaining the delicate balance of nature. Predatory insects act as natural pest control, keeping populations of harmful insects in check, reducing the need for harmful chemicals and pesticides that can damage our environment. In every conceivable way, insects are the little things that run the world, the unseen forces that shape our planet. Their loss would unravel the very fabric of life itself, leading to consequences we can scarcely imagine. Protecting them is not just an environmental imperative, it's absolutely essential for our own survival and the well-being of future generations. The crisis facing pollinators is at the heart of the insect decline. Flowers and insects have evolved together for over 100 million years, forming the foundation of terrestrial biodiversity. In places like China's Sichuan province, wild bees are gone. Farmers now pollinate crops by hand, an unsustainable solution. The loss of pollinators threatens not just food but wild plants and entire ecosystems. Meadows, forests, and hedgerows would lose their diversity and color. The disappearance of wildflowers would trigger a cascade of extinctions. The crisis is even more severe for wild pollinators, bumblebees, solitary bees, hoverflies, who are vanishing fastest. Protecting them is about saving our food, our landscapes, and ourselves. The future of our planet depends on their survival. Why are insects vanishing? The main culprits, pesticides, and habitat destruction. Modern agriculture relies on chemicals and monocultures, turning fields into green deserts. Neonicotinoids, a potent class of insecticides, make entire plants toxic to insects and persist in soil and water for years. Even low doses can disorient and doom bees. Meanwhile, we've destroyed wildflower meadows, wetlands, and hedgerows, vital insect habitats. Farms and gardens have become inhospitable, with native plants replaced by sterile lawns and exotics. Habitat fragmentation isolates insect populations, making survival harder. The combination of poisoning and habitat loss is a deadly 1-2 punch. Many insect populations may never recover without urgent change. Climate change is the next existential threat for insects. Insects' life cycles are finely tuned to temperature. Warming disrupts these cycles. Plants may flower earlier, leaving pollinators out of sync and starving. Extreme weather, heat waves, droughts, floods can wipe out entire populations. Insects try to move to cooler areas, but fragmented landscapes block their way. Some are trapped with nowhere left to go, especially in mountains or at range edges. The pace of climate change is faster than insects can adapt. Each shock leaves less time for recovery. The result, a vanishing home for the world's smallest creatures. Why isn't this crisis headline news? Insects are small, their decline is quiet, and we rarely notice their absence. Most people see insects as nuisances, not vital life support systems. Media focuses on charismatic animals, not the alien world of bugs. Each generation accepts fewer insects as normal, shifting baseline syndrome. My children think a clean windshield is normal. They never saw the swarms I did. The loss is invisible, making the crisis uniquely dangerous. By the time we notice, when crops fail, birds vanish, it may be too late. We're sleepwalking toward a silent, impoverished planet. The future isn't set in stone. Insects can recover quickly if we act now. Solutions start at home. Plant native wildflowers, let gardens grow wild and avoid pesticides. Even small patches of wildness can become lifelines for pollinators. Support organic farming and buy organic produce to encourage sustainable practices. Demand stronger regulations on harmful pesticides and support policies that reward wildlife-friendly farming. Use your voice. Write to representatives, support conservation groups, and spread awareness. Individual actions matter, but systemic change is essential. We must make protecting insects a priority for everyone. The power to avert the insect apocalypse is in our hands. Together, we can restore the buzz of life to our world. Imagine a world without insects. Silent fields, fruitless orchards, lifeless rivers, and empty skies. This isn't fantasy, it's the path we're on. The loss of insects threatens our food, economies, and the beauty of our planet. We've waged a war on insects, and in doing so, on ourselves. But the future is unwritten. We stand at a crossroads. We can choose to act. Rewild gardens, change farming, demand protection for nature. We can value the small creatures we've ignored for too long. The choice is ours, and the time is now. Insects can't speak for themselves. We must be their voice. Look, listen, and act. Let's fill the world with the sound of life again. Don't let the silence win.